Hey, welcome back. How you doing? Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to mirror, even if they're not identical, to be honest. So I mean, I doubt I'll lose any sleep over it either. So what I'm going to do is same as I did before. Just going to grow this out and then detach it. And this is side toe 01. And needless to say, there will be 4 side toes eventually. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this, and I'll layer manager it to a high polygon foot, and then I'm going to hide the other stuff that I don't want for the moment. Just hide this selection. Okay, now obviously I've got to make some changes to this. This isn't actually the shape. The shape of this is really quite clever because it swings forward a bit, rather like a nice wing. So again, just using this kind of a scaffold shape, I'm going to bring it out from there. Right. Actually, there's another thing I need to do if I'm looking at this. I'm going to quick look at my model. Yep, thought so. What I'm going to have to do quickly in my left viewport, I think, no, my front. Another quick job for quick slice as well. Well, slice plane. Just going to go through here and here. I need to build a maker's mark just coming through there. So I'm just going to do a quick slice. Turn that off. Drop into perspective again. Okay, and that will give me the ability basically to cut through here. Sometimes you have to go backwards to go forwards, as they say. And we do need these maker's lines, so it's only a very minor thing. Okay, and into here. Okay, and into here. So let's have a look at the extrude options we have here. Just take these ones in as well, otherwise it'll make a bit of a mess of our mesh. Right, extrude, we'll bring that in. We'll reduce our base width accordingly, because that's quite high. Okay, there we go. And what we can do whilst we're in here, as we are, is do a teeny little chamfer. I mean teeny weeny as well. Quite staggeringly tiny. There we go. And that gives us our maker's mark. And it's nice and neat. Alright? Good. Right, now back onto this again. Because I was getting distracted. You see, I notice things when I'm building and I go, oh, no, I've got to go back and do that again. And so on. And there seems to be a conflict in shapes. Right, let me see. Okay, so the shape of this toe isn't actually like this. It's more like that, but curved very slightly at the front. So, usual procedure as we did before. I'm just going to make this see-through, and then I can basically drag us out a shape on this. I'm going to use a box. As you see, our box is vanishing because I've not got this one active at the moment. Okay. See why scaffold's so useful? It certainly is, isn't it? Okay, go there, convert to editable poly. To about there. And then from this, I'm obviously going to build our more complicated final piece. I wonder why I beveled that edge there. It was only yesterday, but I can't remember for the life of me. Never mind. Okay, so let's get rid of our scaffold. That leaves us our side 201. Like so. And now we can do some work with it. Okay, top view first. I'm going to start lining these up. Bring this over to here, straighten it up. And this one can come in as well. It's quite a funky shape, this one, like I said. And this one. Okay, drop into perspective again. Try and find myself a nice shot of the toe. Okay. Now I'm going to bring this one to about here. And then this one I'm going to bring back a bit like a wing all the way to here. Okay, and that is actually the shape of our toe more or less. Now, I'm going to go straight through the middle, do a connect. Straight through the top and do a connect. I mean, I could have just done tessellate on this, but you can never tell with tessellate if it's going to really wonky up your shape or not. And this gives us enough guide work to be getting on with. Also, it's nice and easy to delete these if we need to. Wonky up our shape. Isn't that awesome? Okay, chamfer 0.025 again. Again, just select these inner ones. They've been selected for shermination. Here we go. When you talk to yourself an awful lot like I do, you start talking an awful lot of crap. So please do excuse me. Okay, halfway, apply, and again. Okay, that's a good shape. Now, I've got to start smoothing out some of these shapes a little bit over here as well. God knows there's enough of them. So before I do, let's start curving this out a little bit. One here, and this one. Let's bring it out a little bit. That's there. That's about there. And that's about there. Not too much, just enough to make a slight difference. Now over here, it's quite a dynamic toe, so this edge is actually slightly higher than the other edge. And what I'm going to do is just completely flatten this in. There we go. There, that's nice. Alright. Next, I'm going to start selecting my pieces just to smooth out a bit. And start here. Just with a bit of a smoothing chamfer. And sub it a little bit. There we are. That rounds that nicely on that side. We don't really need to round the rest of it really madly, so I'm going to start selecting pieces there and there and just do a loop. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to manually select these ones. All the way down here, remember. Don't need to select that piece in the middle. Now then, just make sure that's okay there. And it is. We haven't got so many polygons that I'm going to mess up them. I'm in danger of selecting the wrong one at the moment. But give it time, we probably will have soon. Okay. Now before we move on, that's tiny bit jaggy there, which I don't like, so I'm going to bring that back in. It's better to correct that now than later. I don't mind these being bulged a little bit. Okay, back in perspective again. Okay, now I'm going to chamfer these. Firstly, I'm going to chamfer them just a little bit like this. Okay, now I'm going to chamfer them like that. And again. Click OK. Now, if I can, I want to select this and just loop it. I'm going to deselect these ones here and here, because what I want to do, probably deselect this one here and here as well, is just chamfer this a bit wide. This will allow me to curve this a little bit. In fact, here I should really only have this one and this one selected, really. Just so it makes that curved shape there. And over here we have a few intersections that are probably going to need a clean up. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, I didn't really want to intersect it that much. Let's see if we can get away with slightly less. There, that's not bad. We can get rid of these creases later on anyway. Let's see, I'll just do a target weld straight down to there and to there. There we go. There, that's better. Okay, so with this nice shape here now coming together, I'm nearly ready to start putting my tool pieces actually inside this. Before I do, let's go over here. Got a little bit of edge repair just to do over here. So what I'm going to do first is go here to here and do a quick connect. Now I can go and delete all these excess polygons, like so, and delete these excess verts. Then I can do a target weld. There. Okay. Now if I do an inset on these 4 polygons here, just trying to keep it similar to the other one, and then a manual bevel in. Not too much, we're going to get crossed polys at this corner, as you can see. In fact, we already have. So I'm going to need to do 1 inset. And look, you can see there we do have a few vert issues. In fact, Control A, I'm just going to select all my verts at the minute. And I'm going to weld some together. Right, now I can do this again. As you can see, I must have done something fun because that one wasn't selected anymore. Okay, now we can get to 0.25, I think. See how this corner's looking. Messy, but that's okay. Because what I can do here, select those, make sure I've got nothing else selected. Do a quick weld. There, and now I've got a lot less verts to be mucking about with. Then I can bevel that in. Like that. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm just looking at where these are going to go. I can see more or less, I think. It tends to go with a pattern of 2 and then usually 2 on the top as well. I can see one's here, if I just mark them. One's here. One is here. I don't think there's one over there, so it's only going to be a pattern of 3. I think I'll put an extra one on anyway, just because I can. There's no sign of maker's marks on the front. And of course we're going to have kind of this line coming down into here once I'm done, same as this one. So I want to keep an eye on that when I'm building it. Okay, so let's unhide our tools. That is that, and we'll just unhide our painter. Now we've already got this selected really anyway, so it's not going to be too much of a fuss. Set this as our selection, and then we can start painting on it. One's going to go here. One's going to go all the way to the side here. Go on top. One's going to go here. And one's going to go here. Okay, that wasn't too painful. Let's hide this. And make sure our prop's hidden again. And then we can add all these just using the attach tool. Being careful not to attach our toe to it, obviously. Okay, next. To start attaching all these into the right places. And bridge. Instantly, I'm going to give a good shout out to Staffordshire University and its most excellent students right now. It was Greg, who's I think is pretty much the de facto 3D dude over at Staffordshire University, in charge of their course for game dev. Kind of posted me this as a challenge on 3D Palace forums, and you know what? I'd actually been wanting to do Ed 209 for a long time. I don't know why I hadn't done it, considering I've done, you know, a lot of mechanical stuff in my time. A lot of people have kind of said, oh yeah, you know, Chris can do mechanical stuff, and I can. But I'd never done Ed 209, and I've always wanted to. I don't know, I think there's that whole kind of barrier where, you know, if there's something that's that symbolic to you that you see when you're growing up, you're very much of the kind of, will I be able to make that kind of attitude. I think Ed 209 is really the definitive mech. And I'm hoping this will be a really good tutorial when it's finished. So, okay, I'm not going to put any marker pivs on the front here, because basically all the areas are covered. If you look, we've got this piece here and this piece here covered. Now the back is a different kettle of fish. There's extra detail on the back, so I'm just going to pull my detail marker, and the back has a really weird detail piece on it. Now hopefully I'll be able to draw it straight on, which will save me some time. So I'm going to start with a sphere. No, cylinder. Nearly made a mistake. Okay, and my cylinder is going to come out from... Oh, I think I'm creating this in an invisible layer. Let's have a look. No, I'm not. I've just not got auto grid turned on. Cylinder. Right, got to make sure it's going to be 22 sided as well. So I'm going to bring this one out. Make sure it's the right size. Bring that out to there. Okay, and I'm going to bring this across to here. Now we're going to do an artificial weld seam as well in a minute. So before I do, shift and drag this out. And let's bring the radius down on this as well. There we are. Okay, and we're going to connect these two pieces together. You know, this could really do with coming down a bit more at this end. Let's have a look. It's quite a high toe up at this side. Let's see if I can bring this down a little bit more. And this one. And also this one. Probably can't, but it's worth having a look. Worst case, I'll just, yeah. Like I said before, you can't really change the underlying shape of an object once you've already applied these pieces to it. It doesn't matter too much, actually, because it is, now look at it, actually the right shape, so I was getting a bit paranoid for nothing. Okay, back to this anyway. I always get paranoid about my shapes in this. I'm going to take this object here, convert to editable poly, and attach this object here. Good thing about this is these are both the same height, so I can push them in and out to my heart's content. Okay, now what I'm going to do is basically kill half these, like this, and I'm going to do some target welds. like that and like this, just to unify the shape and make this kind of single shape that I want. Now that I'm out of that, I just right click, I can lift this a bit, and I think I could do with doing a single connect in here, which I can now move to there, just so it's kind of smoothing the shape of this a little bit. Maybe another one. Let's have a look. Do I need another one? Just want to make sure it's not bringing it in too much. This one could do with going up a little bit. There, that should do it. Okay, now we've got this really quite nice straight piece here. Well, it's not straight, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to select here, and I'm going to cap it. I'm going to select here, and I'm going to create a shape for my selection, which I'll call temp, because I'm going to get rid of it as fast as I possibly can. But what I want to do is create a weld seam with it. Okay, now over here I'm going to enable in renderer and viewport, give it 4 sides, and I'm going to bring the thickness right the way down like so. Now I'll bring the sides in. Oh, I already did. I need to reduce the interpolation, otherwise it's too curved. All the way down to 0. Decrease the thickness a little bit. There we go. And this will give us a less sharp edge as well, which is nice. Okay, now I'm going to hide unselected. And convert this to editable poly. Now there's a little bit we can do to remove the parts we don't need, so I'll get rid of this one. And that gets rid of this side. And then yeah, that's nice. What I'm going to do is unhide all again. Do I want to unhide layers? No. Okay, there it is. I think I might have deleted the wrong part. I have. That's thoroughly typical. I pretty much deleted everything by the looks of things, much to my great consternation. Unhide all. Nope. Yeah, I'm looking at it from the wrong blooming angle because I'm in the top view. Okay, let's see if I can do anything here. Otherwise I'll just have to do it manually, which is a pain. It means you've got to select every damned polygon. Okay, delete those. Drop into perspective and have a look at it. There, that seems to have done it. Good. Okay, now turn this off. And what I'm going to do over here now is attach that and this together. And then I'm going to go select this polygon, grow it, deselect this polygon, delete. I'm going to cap select this and this, and then bridge it, which rebuilds this as one single unified mesh, which does make a big difference, believe me. Okay, now I'm going to have to start deleting those and putting this in just a minute. Before I do, I need to cap, well not cap, bevel this piece a little bit. Too much, just a little. Just like that, so it's a bit smooth. Okay, now we're going to get the placement tool out again. Make sure we're unhiding our tools. And we're going to select, this is our source. And go straight into place mode. I want one here. And I want one here. Now let's see how close I've got those. I don't want them too close. Otherwise I'll have to do what I did before. That's a little bit too close. One there. One there. That's better. Yep, that's nice. Okay, turn off placement tool. Hide the placement tool. And get rid of some of these polygons. Now this time we have to get rid of all 4, unfortunately. But don't worry. Now I'm going to attach these pieces to it. Reason being, we want to end up with single high detailed polygon objects. And indeed the 3D Palace dogs just turned up. Like a zoo in here. Right, now I'm going to make sure I select the right edge. And I hadn't. The one I want is this one. And I'm going to take it all the way up and marry it with this one. This bridge. Now down here. Do the same with this and this. Over here. These two put together. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to build a few polygons in between them just to make sure that I get a nice straight surface. I mean, I won't get a massively straight surface, but it'll be straighter than it would be. Okay, and bridge this. Okay, now I can cap it. Like so, and just go around my model just to see if I can find any glaring faults that need to be resolved quickly. Thankfully I can't, which is a relief. Now you can see how this isn't fitting anymore into this piece here. I wasn't expecting it to, so like I say, this was very much just the scaffold. Now over here, where we've got this sharp corner, that really is very, very, very sharp indeed. So, hide all. Let's have a look at that. Because I would like to really bring that down a bit. Yeah, I didn't think it'd let me go all the way around the outside anymore. Let's see if I can take it just off this one. It's really quite hard getting in close on this sharp edge because I've got the bounding box going around it as well, which is a nuisance. Okay, let's go into a chamfer. Not too wide though. Now, if you look, we have a polygonal issue going on here that I'm going to have to resolve. So, before I do this, there you can see the issue. See if I can collapse these verts. I bet I can't. It's worth a try though. Nope. Okay. Let's get rid of this polygon, because that's the problem. Then I can go into a target world. Sure, I've still got the curve. Yep, good. Okay, now I'll put the cap back in. There, and that should fix some of our issues. Still not going to let me loop, but you know, at least it's got more grace about it now. We don't want a massive chamfer coming off this. We only want enough just to smooth it out a little bit. Oh, look at that. Oh dear. I didn't see that. That's going to have to be fixed now. So I'm going to make a selection set. Let's hit that. Right, let's get this gone. Now then, there's a lot, I mean a big lot as well, of extra pieces over here that we shouldn't have, so I'm going to assume an error happened at some point during a chamfer process. That does happen, so it's going to be easy enough to fix now that we've seen it. Do a target weld. Just we do really need to tidy up our piece if we see something like this. I mean, sure, you can bodge around it, but later on, you know, if you're not careful, it'll just come and kick you in the pants. And I'm not even meaning that as a joke. It really will come and just like ruin your day. Okay, let's bring this in. Let's line it up with the other ones. Don't do a cap, just do a bridge off the bottom one, because there's only 2 polys here. That's if you're in the same situation as me. Obviously, if you're not, then don't. There we go. Okay, so there's cell set again. One of the lovely benefits of the tool up here that lets you store your selection set, thank God. Such a bonus being able to do that. Okay, I'm going to chamfer it, not a lot, like I said before. And if you look, just there, you can see there's a problem because I didn't select the edges. Ooh. And there's another problem here because one of the selection edges is all knackered. Cell set 2 suddenly kicks into action. Right, I think I can see the problem. Target weld. Don't even need to get my selection set 2 out, I can just do it myself. Chamfer. Quickly go around my model. I can see where it's screwed everything up, but don't worry. Now you can see some issues up here. Because these weren't selected, only one of them was. That happens sometimes when you repair stuff. Go down, check this. It's fine. It's fine. What can we bring it out to as a maximum without breaking our model? Here you can see I hadn't selected this one properly either. Not the greatest of geniuses, me at times. Undo that one. There, that's better. Make sure we're not intersecting with any of those circles as well, and click apply, and then half it at least. Possibly more. Let's have a quick look. Not all our edges are selected anymore. That one isn't. That one isn't, and that one isn't. Chamfer can be quite peculiar in that respect. Just go and check your chamfers. It's like the auto loop. It won't necessarily auto loop. So you need to check it all. Okay, that's fine. You notice it hasn't all gone all the way down there, but I'm going to pretend I haven't seen it. Because if you pretend it's not there, sometimes it goes away. Okay, chamfer, click OK, done. Right. So now we can start putting in our maker's mark. So, here's our piece here. That's on the front, well, side viewport really. Left is here. And because I haven't got right bound to a key at the moment, there's right. Looking at it again. Just want to make sure these pieces here get entangled the way I want them to. Okay, gonna go straight down into here and here. Sorry, do it all. Meh, I don't care. Gonna go into the slice plane tool. Let's rotate it around a bit. Okay, and I'm going to go straight through there, just quick slice, literally. Right, now I need to select a you look, it's already selected absolutely loads of it for me, which was sort of helpful. It's actually going to be quick at deselecting these. I think, sort of, maybe. No, not really. And I need to really do a cut as well across here. So this is a job really for quick slice, because it can do this very efficiently. Just be careful with it. Okay, and now do a quick Control A and get rid of any excess verts you might have. After taking the threshold right down, obviously. There we go. Because you sometimes get intersections when you use that, which you really don't want to keep. As you can see over there. Alright. Now we're going to build our maker's mark. So I'm just going to deselect some of these. And if you don't want this all here, you know, you can be more selective in the way you're cutting. I'm not, because this high polygon mesh is just, to me, really a high polygon scaffold, just like the low polygon scaffold, really. Okay, I'm going to come through on this one. And, oh, there's a mess there. No, 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 that's a big mess. Oh dear, don't like that. Let's get rid of these. P.S. I hope you like long tutorials with lots of bits where we do tweaking. Backspace, 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 backspace. Can do a lot of this. Okay, now get rid of these verts, which will be sitting here. There's one. Bear with me because it's quite hard for me sometimes to see these. I think really like 3dsmax needs flashing verts. You know, you can probably do that somewhere, but I haven't got the time or patience to work out where or how. I really don't care that much. What's funny is I'm probably cleaning this model quite well by doing this. Okay, just take that up to there. Right, now I can do a cut. I want to do one from here, ideally to here. There we are. Right, now, unfortunately for you guys, I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm just unpausing because, you know, we're getting near the end of this immense piece. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, toes are always, always, always one of the biggest things in a complex detail mesh. Because I think all mech designers tend to think really retentively like I do. Let's start at the toes. Okay, now we're going to do an extrude. Not quite that high or that wide. And then with this selected, I'll go in and just do a chamfer. Maybe a little bit less. There we go. That smooths things out a little bit. And then if we go over here to our smooth tool, again, and just stick on an auto smooth with 20, let's say a 22.8, maybe a bit more. I can see some areas where I probably could do with putting in a new polygon. Bring that down to 26. Okay, let's have a quick look at this one. This one doesn't seem particularly good. Let's get rid of it and rebuild it. Now obviously it's going to stand out like a sore thumb at the moment. Let's do this one as well. Yeah, there's some tangle parts going on here. Let's see. Can I get this part here and this part here to unify if I do a collapse? The answer is yes. Hooray. And I'll do a target weld over here and here. There, that's better. Check the back, that looks good as well. Okay, so unhide all. This will unhide all objects. Nope. Okay, and what I'm going to do over here is same coin really. Grow it, delete it. I can now take this and mirror the bugger, and then just copy it over here. Stick it in the same place, and you can see hopefully how our low polygon model is starting to become our high polygon model. You can certainly see the difference up here in polys just for the foot. Remember though that we're going to have to reset this one's X form. Where's it gone, you may ask yourself when you do that? You should know by now. Just flip and reinvert the normals. Okay, so that's another part done. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and see you in the next part.